下球是要下球前要先看一下2垒，然后再准备下球。
For all the pitchers play starts, you have to go back to check every time. Is that correct, or you have any suggestion about these questions?
Like for a double play?
For all the plays.
Well, like for a bunt play, if a third baseman puts on a bunt play, and say we throw a ball, or maybe a guy fouls it off, then the manager may want to change the bunt play. So then the third baseman would go back out, get everybody's attention, and put on another bunt play in case we wanted to change it.
Then you have to check it.
You don't have to, but it's a possibility.
他说你不一定是每一次都要确认，但是这是有机会说有可能他们点不好，下一颗战术是不一样，所以你的队友移动的方式也都会不一样，所以不一定是每一次都要，但是他会建议说有可能你还是要回头确认一下，如果这个战术有变更的话，你要确认一下是不是每个人都知道。
不是看情况。
对。
Like say a double play, man on first base, and they check who they got back there for a double play. That's who they're going to have the whole at bat. As long as whoever's batting, that's who they'll have, the same guy.
如果说像是一垒有了，不管是谁来打，你都一定会回头去确认，这个就是你每一次都会做的，可以是看情况。但是基本上这个动作你一定要记住，它是一个一般你都会做的事情。
Anybody else?
Today I just wanted to give y'all this morning and then this afternoon. Tim will go over some stuff, but we've talked about our mechanics. We've talked about fielding and PFP and all those things. And so what we're going to talk about, I think we got 15 or 20 minutes this morning, and then again in the afternoon, we wanted to talk about some of the things that we look for as coaches and stuff, and then he'll talk to you from a player's aspect, what the players are trying to do this afternoon.
早上昏昨天的话，我们是介绍比如说投手的投球的方式、投球的机制，还有今天早上的话是守备的状态。那接下来的话，教练会从教练的角度跟投手、球员、选手的角度下去告诉大家他们应该要做些什么，然后他们认为这些职位跟这些不同的位阶的时候，他们要做什么事情，他们理想中认为。
Okay, and once again, if I say something, you have questions, ask me. And
如果有问题就直接中断，然后直接举手。
Okay, two words for pitchers. Okay, command and control.
两件事情，投手很重要。第一个是control 就是控球 ，command 的话就是控制这整个场面。
What is control for somebody?
先问一下什么叫做 control， 就是控制啊，不一定是控制这件事情。你们认为理想中的控制应该做些什么事情？
Throw a strike. Throw a strike.
Yeah, able throw a strike, able to throw the ball around the strike zone. Okay, that's
尽可
what.
能的把球丢到跑球带，这就是最重要的控制这件事情。
Okay, command. We can teach our kids to throw it. That's what we want them to do, throw it. Command is when I can start taking every pitch I have and be able to throw it exactly where I want to throw it. Able to command the pitches that I have.
就是你可以把球投到你要的那个4个角的位置，不是你想要投到哪里就可以投到哪里，这是 command。
Control, guy throwing 95 miles an hour, if he throws it right here, okay, he has control to be able to throw it over the plate, but that can get hit. But now if he can start throwing it on the outside, throwing it on the inside, now he becomes a better pitcher.
你可以丢，比如说丢95英里的球，就在一个内角把它打回，但你还是可能会被打出去。可是如果你能控制这整个局面，就是有一些不同的做法的时候，你可能一下丢内角，一下丢外角，那变成这个打者就很难去应变你的投球。
Okay, we see it all the time. The guy comes in, he's throwing 100, and they're just hitting it all over the place. Okay, but now in our game we play, everybody throws that hard, so they see it all the time. So you've got to be able to move it in and out. You've got to be able to move it up and down. You can't live in the middle of the plate and expect to succeed.
即使你丢100迈，你还是会发现很多比赛中他还是一样，一直被打安打，一直被打全打。所以你必须要有内侧，要有外侧，要有技巧去安排你投球的各个节奏跟顺序，这样子他打者比较不容易应变 然后去产生相对应的，就是他没办法比较快的应变你的投球。所以你永远投低了，那也不对，因为打者会预期你投低，你还是会被打，所以你必须要有策略的去安排你投球的位置跟球速各种方式，这就是教练讲的 command。
Okay. I talked to all y'all earlier about the fastball. The fastball.
最重要的是快速球。
The fastball is, always will be, the best pitch in baseball.
快速球永远是最重要而且最好的一个球种。在所有的投手的比赛里面
I don't care what you want to come up with, what kind of super pitch you want to come up with, fastball and being able to command it over the plate is the best pitch that you can teach your pitchers.
你必须教你的选手或者是学员，快速球永远是最好的球种。如果你能控制它，而且正确的使用它的话，这才是最好，他们平常认为最好的投手。
Okay, and you need to we harp and harp and harp to our pitchers, just constantly pounding it in them about fastball command, what they need to do with that fastball, okay? Because it's so vital to everything else that they do. If they can't throw their fastball for a strike, it's going to be very tough for them to succeed.
对一个投手成功来说，快速球永远是最重要。如果他没办法把快速球控制好，也没办法正确运用快速球的位置跟球速，或是落差来达到他投球的目的的话，这是不对的。所以教练他们在教学的过程中，永远都在告诉这个投手，怎么样去运用他这一颗快速球，然后怎么样丢好球，然后用快速球去应变这个打者。
Okay. And what the fastball does, what it does for pitchers, is it's able to set up everything else that we're doing. If we got a breaking ball, if we have a changeup, we're able to pitch off of our fastball. Now there'll be days where we can't. I mean, I'm not saying everybody's going to be able to go out there every day and throw fastballs. But for the majority of what we're doing, we want to make sure that everything is working off of our fastball. If we're able to throw fastballs for strikes, then the breaking balls, the change-ups, they all get better because of the fastball command.
如果你没有快速球去保护你的变化球的话，你的变化球就没有用。你可以丢很漂亮的变化球，你可以丢很漂亮的滑球，很漂亮的变速球。但是如果你没有快速球走在前面去保护它的话，这样就变成它的效益就会降低。如果你的快速球又精准又快，然后你可以去安排你的变化球，不管是哪一种球种，它就会变得更有效、更好用。所以快速球能投进去，所有的快速球前面丢出来，都是为了下一颗你可能变化球的设定去做。所以快速球永远很重要，这样可以让你的变化球的效果更好。
Okay, the rhythm of hitting, okay, the timing, all those things are so important. If we can throw our fastball for a strike, however hard it is, now we're able to mess up rhythm and timing when we're able to do this and this. And then sometimes we get hitters and now they start trying to guess. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? And now we're able to pitch back and forth and be able to make the hitters not be comfortable at the plate.
如果打击的可能会去猜球，如果你的直球很好，变化球搭配的很好，打者会很难去应变你到底现在要投什么球，所以他可能会去猜，但他一旦猜错，他就打不好。所以我们最重要的是用快速球跟变化球搭配，快速球很重要，去扰乱他的节奏，因为打者可能会不知道你现在想要投什么，所以当你投进来的时候，他没办法去应变。所以这是为什么快速球很重要，就做设定，然后可以搭配让你的变化球更好用。
Okay, and when you're teaching the fastball, first and foremost, location command. Can we throw it over to 17 inches? Okay. Then second, try to get some movement. If we can start to get movement on the fastball, even better. If we can sink it, if we can cut it, that's second. And then third, hopefully with your kids, as they're getting stronger, the velocity will come. More velocity will come as they get stronger, understand how to use their bodies, but that's the order. Location command, movement, then velocity.
教练很在意3件事情，很重要的3件事。第一件事情呢，是你投球的那个位置，你有没有办法正确的去投到你精准要的位置。第二个呢，就是如果可以的话，你第一个已经做得很好，第二个就是增加它的尾劲，不管它是像声卡一样往内侧，还是像卡里一样往外侧都没有关系。但是第二步是增加它的尾劲。第三个才是球速。如果你的小朋友或者你的选手已经足够了，他已经会运用他的身体，那球速自然会上来。所以第一个是最重要的是你的位置，第二个重要是你的尾劲，第三个才是前面都做好了，你的小朋友身体也够强壮了，你才会开始去介意的把他的球速提升。
But as coaches, we get too caught up in trying to make sure the guy can throw hard. Make sure he can throw hard. And in our business, velocity is money. It's that simple. Okay? You throw 100, there's value in that. Okay? But as young kids, we need to make sure that they can command the ball, move it a little bit, and then we'll worry about the velocity as they grow older. But don't get caught up on making sure that a guy can throw hard, because if it's all over the place, it's no good. Okay? But if he can command it, hopefully it'll start moving, and then the velocity will start going up.
如果你是已经是你的选手成绩比较高的话，我会要求他就是尽力去投球，因为球速是最重，对他们来说球速是最重要的。你有好的球速，他可能被签约或者怎样，他就有比较好的薪水。但是对于小朋友来说，我会希望先要求他的位置，然后他的尾劲，因为你不希望小朋友永远都是用力丢，但是球四处乱飞，这样是没有用的。所以他会希望说，针对比较高层级的，你要求他尽力去丢，把他的球速丢出来。如果是比较小的，可能是青少棒、青棒以下的，那你会要求先投出他的位置，增加他的尾劲，球速可以等到他稍微再成长大一点的，你再去要求他，因为当他身体变强壮，会使用身体力量，他球速自然会上来。
Okay. How much here you can ask is like, I guess you're going to call it mental aspect of baseball today. Is there a lot of concentration behind that?
你们小朋友大概现在练球的时间啊，一般练球的时间大概多久
？4个小时，1个礼拜4个小时。
1个小时。
1个礼拜4个小时。
For the mental aspect of mental.
哦，只有思考的部分，不是全部练习，就是你在教育小朋友，让小朋友思考的这个时间。
30分钟而已吧。
有其他的吗？教练有教练的。
其实像我现在带国小跟国中嘛，然后国中的通常因为现在杯赛很多，所以几乎都没有说教育他，对，没有思考，就是一直练。
是 they have a lot more than play in compete races so they almost do a lot of all the time about skill training。还有其他吗？教练让小朋友去思考。
每一项训练之前都会详细的跟他讲解，也听看他的回馈，他的每一项训练之前都会讲解。
Every training, before every training, plays or which everything, they will explain to the players why we have to do it, how we do it, and listen to the feedback from the players. 然后大概多久？every day， 每天，就是每一项训练开始之前。
应该是讲到稍微懂一点的时候，再开始操作这样。
是你说，
我们也是差不多这样。
That's very good. We do the same thing.
教练他们也会做一样的事情。
We'll even have the players inside, like if we're going to do a bump play, and we'll have a video, and we'll sit the players down, and we'll watch the video before they ever go outside of how we want to do it. Then we'll go outside, explain it again, and then run the drill.
教练他们的做法是在练球之前，他们会提供选手一段影片，让所有的选手坐下来看教练讲解。然后这个时候他们甚至可能都还没有出球场，也不是在球场。接下来他们会到球场，教练还是会在所有训练开始之前先讲，再提示一次，然后再开始你的技巧训练。
But with that being
因为其实现在教球的生态啊，现在我们台湾教球生态就是因为像有些是体育班，有些不是体育班，跟社团。那体育班的话，它就是时间到，它就是去球场练习。那你可能只有用下雨天气不好的时间才能做，像我教练讲的，我有 video 跟他讲规则，或者我跟他讲其他的一些训练相关的。但是你到球场之后，就是开始热身完之后，因为他要争取时间练球，然后所以说比较没有办法像教练他们讲，就是我看完 video， 或是我跟他讲解，静态的讲解完之后再下场去，通常都是到球场去热身完就来练，然后就像跟教练讲一样，就是今天做这个动作，我讲解完之后继续做讲解完，因为只能在场上直接给他指导跟回馈而已，没有办法说我直接像这样讲的，我今天大家坐下来可能花20分钟、30分钟做一个训练提示，
if you went out for a 30-minute like PFP and all you did was explain exactly how to do it for 30 minutes and nobody got to do it, that's better than you out there with 20 pitchers and they run through 50 reps, but they're doing it wrong. It's better to teach them and show them exactly how you want it done and not do any at all. We have it. We have, you know, we got our big leagues, and maybe they ran a bunt play, so now we got it. It's on television, so we can save it and show them, hey, this is how you do it properly. This is how you don't do it properly. We just have the capability to be able to do that. But the more they can show these kids how to do it properly, do it. There's no amount of times that you can do it.
教练的说法是说，如果你有困难，去拍这影片给他没有关系，但是你一定要先解释。以教练的说法，你解释20遍、30遍都没有关系，但是远比他上去做50遍错的都好。所以不管怎样，你一定要先解释，不一定要大家坐在教室里面看，你可以甚至在球场上先解释完再下去操作也没有关系，但一定要解释。你不希望选手上场去练错的，因为教练知道什么是对的，尤其是针对青少棒以下的小朋友，告诉他们怎么样是对的，让他们能够把这个操作的图像印在脑海里。对教练来说，远比你上去做50次的训练来的重要，因为他必须要先理解这整个训练的过程，他的目的，他操作的行为跟正确的动作是什么，他才上去。他们非常介意跟重视这一点，所以不一定要全部人坐在教室里面看，但是教练一定要做到让选手理解现在这个训练正确的做法是什么。你可以说，你可以做都没有关系，这样子。
这个其实目前都有在做，就是说，业务
时间不长，
对，时间不长。因为你在练的时候，比如说我们在做整个启动路训，你这料你马上要给他说，你这懂怎么练，你要走那种，因为会一直连续做那个动作嘛。就是刚刚我就跟他讲，彼此说一直讲到后面就说，可能不想耽误其他野手或者其他训练的人中断，他就是做完之后，这个做完之后，跟他讲，只能跟他讲，会重复，就这样讲，一而再再而三跟他讲，但是你讲完之后，因为顺序很快。速度很快，然后我们在练，就是在练的时候，你可能就是一直讲，就是会重复提醒，就是说没有办法。我的意思是说，没有办法像教练讲说，可能好，9号提起来，整个人讲完之后，那可能是在
教练的意思是训练前你就要做了，不是在训练中。我们现在讲是训练前，然后影片这件事情的话是，如果你可以做就做，不能做的话可以用说的没有关系。但它的重点在让你的选手去理解你的训练的目的跟正确的行为是什么。但是方式这件事情因人而异。
这个就是我刚刚跟你讲说，我们很少就是。
对，我们理解，因为这样我们现在是提问的问题，是说如果你觉得 video 这件事情是错的，
不是会有讲的，就是说训练提示这部分呢，就像他这样讲，在训练前他做一个提示，今天训练什么工作，今天要做什么动作，或者做什么一个 case， 我们训练前的提示会有，但是没有像刚才讲说，可能一直讲很多的，又花很多时间讲这个东西。
But look at this, but not much.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
More.
You have.
If you can't do it right, if you can't do it right, you have no shot. If you can't do it right, so if you can't teach the kids how to do it right, you're wasting your time, my time, everybody's time's being wasted if we can't teach them to do it right. It's that simple. We have to teach them to do it right, or we're wasting everybody's time's being wasted.
因为只有教练是对，教练才理解这就是正确的。
我知道教练讲的意思，就是说比如说啦，现在他做了错的动作，可能可以中断，或是在训练前的时候，我跟你讲，我今天训练是什么，我要求什么的要求目的是什么？像这样讲说，我要control，我要 command 这些东西，我要跟他讲。那就是我所以讲说，在训练前的这一段时间，就是没有办法像他们在美国那样子，可能会有一点点时间，可能就是他的训练环境跟美国不一样，就是说，
我懂意思，但是他现在是做建议，希望你多做。
对，当然是我们，
但是会因人而异。
对，
所以我们现在的是问题，如果你有问题的话，因为如果是分享的话，我们可能要让其他人也有机会分享，就是我们没办法一直专在你的身上，因为将来还有其他的东西要说，所以我们可以等一下，我们再帮你特别翻给教练。
Yeah, no. I just want to.
现在说他只剩下一个，他等下会特别跟你。
The reason I asked it wasn't to go there, but that's perfect. But what I want them to understand is that in America, what we're finding is that we're having to spend, we're doing all the drills, we're doing all the stuff or whatever, but we're having to spend time to mentally strengthen our players because they're weak in the mind. They're weak. They're weak.
就是选手比较不聪明，就比较不聪明，所以教练一定要先提示，因为有时候选手可能思考反应没有像教练这么快，他懂得也没有教练这么多，所以教练一定要尽量的告诉他，把所有的 play 印在他的脑海里面，让他去成为一个自然的反应。他不需要教练每次在比赛的时候才提醒，他在训练的过程中他就已经记了。所以教练的工作就是把这个东西一直灌到他记住。所以他们很重视这件事情，他们花非常多的时间在把这件事情印到选手的脑海里面去。
But confidence, trust, when the pitcher's out there having trust in what he's actually doing, like they're weak in the mind. I mean, I got attitude, concentration, being able to finish plays. We have to constantly stay on our guys to try to strengthen them mentally because when you're pitching in Arlington, Texas for the Rangers and it's in the World Series, we don't have time for players that are weak. We don't have time for it because we're trying to win a championship. And so we spend so much time trying to physically everything or whatever, but you can't forget about the mind. You have to stay with these guys and strengthen them mentally. You have to stay on it.
教练的说法是说，比如说以他们游击兵来说，他们现在要抢世界大赛冠军。如果这个选手他的平常，比如说他对自己没有信心，他对他做的训练做的不够多，他不认为这些东西是正确的，或者是他没有办法很正确的做出来。对教练来说，当他们在世界大赛选人要进去的时候，他们就不会用这个人，因为没有时间在告诉他什么是对的，你现在该怎么做，这是平常在比赛前的训练他就要做的。除了身体素质提升、技巧提升之外，对教练他们来说，他们非常重视选手有没有去思考这个 play， 然后去思考说，我现在我必须对我自己做的事情是对的，对我自己是有信心的，才有办法去下场比赛。对教练来说，这是一样重要的。虽然说现在你可能教练的时间要花比较多的时间在技巧训练上，但是教练建议说，两个其实都很重要，希望大家都有花时间去告诉你的选手。告诉你的学生，他必须思考，然后必须做对的事情。但是因人而异，每个教育环境都有不同的东西，所以不是错，他只是分享这件事情，让大家了解这样。
Okay, so we're building bodies, we're strengthening, we're doing everything, but we forget, and I can't speak for Taiwan and what the culture and everything is around here, but I know I got 3 kids of my own, and I've watched. And then I see other kids and how they come through and grow up, and they're not challenged, they're not put in situations where they have to actually work out of things and get stuff done. And so now they're out here on a baseball field and they're trying to play and doing whatever, and they can't. They're weak-minded, and they have no shot to be in the big leagues because of that.
除了生理技巧训练上，抗压性这件事也很重要。教练自己有带3个小朋友，那这3个小朋友是他带着上来，也有其他的小朋友是他中间过程都很顺利，都没有挑战，就是一路很顺上来，也没有特别给他做心理的调试或是抗压训练。那这些没有做抗压训练的这些小朋友上去球场，他是 no shot， 就是完全没有办法，因为一紧张就开始失误。所以对教练来说，除了说明，同时你要给他心理上面的建设，让他有足够的心理去对抗这个比赛的小朋友，让他。现在教练要提一个名词，但是他没办法解释，他没办法解释，用英文解释，所以他
like a guy you go to war with. Go to war, like to fight. Like I'm fixing to go fight him and Pont, and I'm bringing somebody with me. Who am I going to bring with me?
Got your back.
现在教练讲的事情是说，你很有力了，你很强，但是我们现在要训练跟你一样厉害的，你的队友、你的伙伴，你后面那一群 队友都要跟你一样，随时准备好要上场打战，他们心里不怕，然后随时可以做好上场的准备这些事情。
That's what we want to do. We want players they're obviously good, talented, or whatever, but we want guys that are willing to fight. I mean, to fight every pitch, every swing, every play that's hit into the field. That's what it takes to win World Series in the major leagues. That's what it takes, and we want 25 of those guys to put on our big league team. Now, obviously, you don't always have 25, but that's what we're looking for. We're looking for guys that are strong, their mind's tough, and they'll fight you. They'll fight you for a win.
他希望你的选手具有竞争的心理，还有好胜心，想要去赢球，想要去比别人更好。因为赢球这件事，你可能选手、教练可能没有办法控制，但是选手本身自己要有那个心理去比别人更好，要自己有高度的竞争性。教练他们在选25人进世界大赛的时候，他会很要求这件事情，因为他可以帮你上场赢球。如果你是一个然后没关系就随便，有球打就好，你上场之后你就不会想要去比别人更好。但是教练他们是要抢世界大赛冠军的，所以他们会选这种人上去比赛，因为他会帮你打赢比赛。所以你们在选的在教育小朋友或是选人的时候，好胜心跟想要比别人更好的竞争这个心理，他们觉得是很重要，非常非常重要。
But when I was pitching, when I was on the mound pitching, and if my mom, if she was at the plate and I didn't like, I'd hit her with the baseball. That was my mentality pitching. I didn't care who it was up there. If I didn't like what she was doing, I thought if it was my mom standing at the plate, I'm hitting her. That was the attitude that I had out there. There wasn't nobody taking what I had.
就是如果即便是教练的妈妈在上面打击，他如果今天该对他投出生球，该往内角攻，他照样会丢，他不会因为对面是谁，他就手软或怎么样，因为他有竞争性，他有好胜，想要赢的心理，这件事对一个球员来说非常的重要。
And that don't make me a bad person. Okay, we're not talking about a bunch of bad people. No, we're talking about a bunch of people that want to fight for the same thing. And our kids nowadays, we pat them, oh, it's okay, you know, and then they go through life and they haven't had to fight or work or do anything for not one step that they've taken. And that's not good. And if you relay that into baseball, now you're going to have a generation of baseball players that don't understand how to do that.
就是说，如果你平常在教小朋友，你可能会教他要很温和啊，要待人相亲相爱，要和气相处。但是在这球场上是行不通，因为你上去是要跟别人对抗，要跟别人竞争，你必须自己的心理要比别人好。你在球场上就该做球场上该做的事情。你今天是投手，对面是个女生，你该丢内角球，丢到她就算了，这不是代表说你是一个坏蛋，你欺负女生，或者是你打别人，不是，是因为你在球场上你必须做你该做的事情，你必须要有竞争跟想要赢的心理，这才是上球场打球正确的一个态度，跟教练他们认为一个选手具备应该而且一定要有的就是想法。
But the mental aspect of this game is huge. It is so huge. And we have to make sure that we're staying on our players about it from a young age. Start strengthening them from little right on up. Because when they get this age, it's too late. It's too late. You can teach them a couple things, but if they've been brought up doing it, it's so much easier to transfer it into what we're trying to do on the baseball field.
这件事情非常重要，是从小开始教的。你越小开始教，让他去了解说在球场上该做的事情，该有的心理。这件事情如果从小就教育他，他可以理解。如果说已经到了像教练都已经3A 了，20几岁了，已经来不及教他了，他已经就是没差了这样。所以教练的希望是说，这是棒球场上很重要，从小必须要培养的，就是自己想要比别人更好，在球场上做对的事情，去竞争这件事情，从小甚至少棒、青少棒就可以教了。因为如果你不比别人好，等到大的时候，他已经进入更高层级，他想要做的时候已经来不及了。所以从小要教他在球场上正确想要赢、竞争，然后比别人好这件事情。有没有问题？有没有问题想要问
？I want to ask my friend asked me yesterday how to fix his pitching release form. How to fix his release form. Yeah, he thought his release point is unfixed. Do you want to let me demonstrate this?
His friend is asking how to deliver the ball.
How to fix his release point? Yeah, but I mean, I'd have to see him or video or something. I
就是说你必须要让他看到他的投球动作或影片，他才有办法告诉你。
mean, I'd have to. I mean, it'd be kind of tough to.
你有，你现在有，
你的只是小物，
你可以去。他说你要影片，对，然后我们可以之后再示范给他看。还有其他的。
因为我们是社区棒球，只有1个礼拜4个小时。
对。
那我们在训练的时候教练建议是说，给我们建议是，像我们现在在训练，防止每一个小朋友都让他投手训练一次，捕手训练一次，内野手，是不是全体都一起？
全体都一起，还是每个位置都要试？
每个位置都要试的，是不是这样建议的
He's playing in favor. So the people is not maybe not focused on position. So it's not training to adapt each position, like pitcher, like catcher, everywhere they have to train, or just focus on one.
The more positions that they can play, the better.
如果他可以扮演更多的角色，他可以在场上守很多位置，当然是好。
Especially at a young age.
对小朋友来说。
And then once they get up, once they start growing into what they're doing, then hopefully one position will start getting better than the other position. You know, and then I mean once you get to college, I mean they're still in college. They're still maybe dual players that'll pitch and hit, or maybe play first base or something. But then once you get to professional baseball, I mean it's narrowed down to one. I mean,
他说从小的话，当然每个位置都会是对他的好。那很多他们在美国，甚至是大学，他都还是头打2个都做。所以当他如果要做职业球员的时候，当然他会限缩到一个，因为专精投球、专精打击。但是对小朋友来说，你让他练越多位置，没有什么不好。
So every major league team, like the 25th player that they put on the major league teams, a lot of times he can play first, he can play third. You can stick him in left field for a game or two if you needed to. Utility player is what we call them, and there's something to be said about that if you can play a couple different positions. But that's not saying you can pitch and then play the infield, but that's saying that I can play different infield spots, stick me in the outfield. I'm still a position player. So once you get to professional baseball, it's either you're pitching or you're playing.
对教练来说啊，因为他们只有25个，所以你可能需要一些我们讲工具人，你又要可以暂时蹲捕一下，暂时去外一下。但是对他们来说，他们会认为说，当你到职业的时候，在他们的观念里面还是投大球的，要么就投球，要么就守备。守备不是说我只
专精一项，
对，就是一项，不是说你只能守3垒，而是说你是一个守备员，对。但是你投球就是专心做投手这样子。
But see, where coaches get in trouble is even at a young age, win. We have to win. So then they don't want to take the guy that's at second base and let him play shortstop because maybe he's not as good as the other guy, or they don't want to let the left fielder catch a couple innings because they don't want to lose, and they get caught up in we have to win instead of developing like they should be to get the kid to be able to find out what he can do.
比如说我们比赛的时候，有时候因为要赢球，我们会把最好的选手就是摆游击手跟投手，他没有其他的位置。如果他小朋友不太会接，可是现在没有捕手、左外手进来，他又一直漏，因为我们要赢球，你会教育小朋友，我们现在要赢球。可是这不代表说你平常训练的时候就不要把它放在这个位置，因为对他们来说，让小朋友成长跟一路学会棒球这件事情很重要。所以他们不希望说，当比赛会有一些做法。但平常的时候会让他多个位置去赢掉，或者是学，当他发生问题，教练去修正他，这是比较重要的。对他来说，选手的成长很重要。
By playing a bunch of different positions, it helps you understand the game better. And so then you can take when you're playing first base, you understand why you don't want that throw into the runner because the runner's coming at you. So when you're a pitcher and you're throwing the ball to first base, you're going to aim on the other side. Or when you're turning a double play, you know how important it is to throw the ball at the chest. So by playing a bunch of different positions, you learn the game much better, and then you can help make your teammates better as well, because you guys start doing the little things correctly.